Hey, it's Ashley and I'm back with another haircut tutorial. Today we're going to be doing a bald fade with a straight razor lineup, so stay tuned and I'll walk you through step by step. To start this haircut, I am starting off with my wall detailer. The link is in my description below on my Amazon. Make sure you check that out. And I'm going to take that to the back of the nape and I'm just going to blend that line out so that we have no neckline. And then I'm going in with my 0 and I am starting to tap that line that I created with my trimmers, and then opening my clippers slightly, I'm going to go down into the beard, tapping that line out, and then going right above and behind the ear. And then having my clippers opened all the way, I'm going to bring that around the head, keeping it pretty low so that I can have some weight on the back of the occipital bone. And I'm going to bring that all the way around and do the same thing on the other side. And as you can see, that beard is blending out pretty well, so I don't have to go back to it. It is already short. Now going in with my half guard, I am just blending everything in, making sure that all of this blends really well together. The haircut was pretty short already, so I am just cleaning everything up a little bit nicer and tighter for him before I go in and line up the beard so we can show a lot of definition with the short beard. So using that half, I kind of opened it just a little bit and I'm going to go up towards the parietal ridge. And so this is going to leave me a lot of room to be able to fade with that 1.5 on that parietal ridge so that we can keep some weight there. But I want it to bring this half pretty low in the back so that I can keep the illusion that we have more shape in the back of the head than there is. I really want to work my 1.5 below the occipital ridge, because when you start to get on that flatter part of the head, if I'm working with the guard that's going to be too short for that area, it's going to leave like almost a gapping space. So I want to make sure that I'm working my 1 and my 1.5 really well right here in this area to take out this weight line and leave some illusion that there's more hair in the back of the head. And you can kind of see the shadows that I'm trying to keep. And then I'm going to work that 1.5 up and on that parietal ridge, kind of using it sideways so that my teeth that I want to be shortest are at the bottom of the parietal ridge. And then there's going to be a gap where there's a dip towards the crown from the parietal ridge. And you don't want to dip your clippers in, because that's going to take a lot of weight and length and going to leave kind of like a gap in the head. So you want to make sure you're rocking that 1.5 on the parietal ridge. And when you open it, you want to take that corner so that you can go ahead and knock out that weight line. And that should blend in your clean up bald fade pretty easily. So after I do this bald fade, I'm going to go in with my straight razor. I'm not going to knock anything down because I'm just kind of cleaning up the beard that he already has. So I'm going to finish up this haircut by rocking that 1.5 all the way up on the parietal ridge, and then we're going to get ready for the shave. So you can see how high I'm taking that 1.5 until I'm planing off before it kind of does a dip into the crown of the head. So I want to plane straight off right here with the crown so that we can create a really seamless blend into what he already has on top. And this just gives the fade a really nice look. I don't have to do a lot of work to blend anything else in. And that is a cleaned up bald fade with a blended in beard. And now we're going to get ready for the straight razor shave. So I am prepping my client. I am tucking a clean towel into his shirt so that anything that drips on him doesn't get all over his clothes. And then I'm going in with a moisturizer so that we can have a lot of water holding into the skin and the hair follicles when we are doing our shave. The number one problem with razor burn or shave bumps is not enough moisture and pushing the hair back into the skin. So we want to make sure we're avoiding those two things with using lots of moisture and making sure we are going with the hair before we go against the grain of the hair. So hot towels are going to be extremely important. This is going to soften the hair, push all of that product that we want to moisturize deeper into the skin and into the hair follicles, it's also going to expand the hairs so that they are easier for us to pick up and grab when we are shaving. And this is going to be the same when we are applying our shaving cream. I do a light application of shaving cream, working it into and underneath the hair follicles to really lift that hair up. And then I go in with another hot towel. These are very hot, so I do have to take some time so that my towels can cool down before putting them on the client's face. And then I like to press on them to really push that moisture in and that warmth into the skin. And then I'm making sure that this towel is all the way tucked in because shaves can get a little messy. And pressure always feels really nice for the client's face, so I'm applying light pressure. And this is something that people want to do to relax, so I am trying to make this as comfortable and relaxing for my client as possible. This shouldn't be a super rushed process. So I'm just going in and I am checking the hair growth. I'm checking any issues on the skin before I go in and start really shaving. So here I am reapplying my shaving cream, making sure to get a nice shape. I don't want to push too much into the actual beard because I want to see where I am shaving. And then I will apply it to the bottom of the neck as well. This normally lets the client know where I'm going to start my shave. So going in, I dip my hand in some water that's in my sink, and I am feeling for the hair growth. And going in, I'm going with the hair growth, not against it. So I don't want to push any of those hair follicles into my client's skin that are quite long yet. When you cut it down like this, and then you can go in and start going against the follicle. So now everything is cut down really nice and short. I can start going against that, and that's going to give me a really smooth shave without having those little black dots on the face, which is just your hair is not as short as it could be. A straight razor is going to take off a layer of skin, so we want to make sure that we're not going over an area too many times on our client, because that can cause a lot of skin irritation because you're removing layers and layers and layers when you keep going back and forth. So I like to pass about 3 times, and then I do a little bit of a spot check. I'm also not applying a lot of pressure until I'm getting more towards the end on my 3rd pass, where I really want to have that cleanup look. And then I normally clean up the hairline a little bit on a straight razor shave, so just keeping that nice C shape that I've already created when I was doing my haircut, and just going in and making sure everything's really nice and tight on this beard lineup. So you can see I'm kind of going in, but I am using the front end of my straight razor. I'm not really using the entire surface of my straight razor. So I'm going to get a little close to his eyes. We carry a lot of dead skin underneath our eyes, and we don't really remove it as much. So it's nice to go underneath the client's eyes very gently, very softly, and very carefully, and just kind of pass the razor and remove some of that dead skin. So I'm just going to double check everything after I remove some of the shaving cream so I can see everything really nice and clearly. And then I'm going to start on the bottom part of the client's neck. So I'm reapplying some shaving cream just to signal to the client that I'm going to be working underneath the neck at this point. And I start going in the direction of the hair growth. So his hair wants to grow up towards his face at the bottom of his neck. So I'm going to shave up and towards his face to get this hair down and short to a nice length before I go against the grain. A majority of hair on the bottom of the neck is going to switch directions. So you can see I'm kind of pulling the skin and using edges of my straight razor so that I can get a really nice, clean shave. But we want to be careful that we don't cut the client. So we're moving the skin into areas that we know we can put our razor and connect it without leaving any cuts on their skin. You also want to be careful that you're not over pulling the skin, because that can create kind of like breakage, and you're kind of going in and scraping the skin that's already kind of broken up if you're holding it too tight. So be careful that you are not over stretching anyone's skin. And then I like to clean up the corner around someone's ears. Sometimes clients miss that themselves, so I always make sure to clean that up for them when I am doing a shave. So for a strong Adam's apple, I normally pull it to one side and then slowly, using the edge of my straight razor, shave it down. So you can see me kind of pulling it to the side so that it's not directly on the Adam's apple. And then to make sure we're going to get this really nice and straight, he is just growing out this beard, so it is pretty new. We're just going to go in front of the client and make sure we have a nice jaw line up. You can see it was taken up before pretty high on his jaw. I don't want it to go that high up, because then we kind of have it more just on the jaw line and not really underneath, and that kind of creates a weird look when the beard starts to grow out. So that is why I did not take this as high as it was previously. And just going in and washing my client's face with a nice cleansing face wash. I also do a charcoal face wash. This is just going to lighten up the client's skin and give them a lot of oxidation and make sure everything's clean before putting in all of our moisturizers. And I have a nice foam astringent that is really great for aftershaves that I like to use with a cold towel to close the pores. So make sure you are always treating your clients' skin with the best of your abilities. It's very important. Our faces are very important. So I like to give my clients the best shave that they can get and take care of their face at the same time. Men deserve good face care. And so here I am just removing everything. And then we're going to go back to the chair and double check our haircut. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more haircut and shave tutorials. I really appreciate everyone for watching and learning something new today.